Hey, do you want me to read or are you guys gonna read?
You read.
So sit down and listen.
Thank you.
Where were we? Michael, especially you, sit down. Where did we left off yesterday?
Did you put the thing in there?
Where did we left off yesterday?
I don't know.
What do you remember from what I read yesterday?
About when they just killed yourself with the gun when they shoot the gun up because they're having a party, and you said everything must come down. So that's where
That was not, yes, what you're saying is correct, but where it said everything must come down, that was not in the book. That was a way of me explaining to you.
And people were jumping up, but some people were eating too much and so fat that they couldn't even swim.
Yeah, some of them drowned because they were too drunk. What else do you remember? Your turn, Mark. Tell me what you remember. Take your hands out of your mouth.
What I remember was
With the mess on the move those sheets. You guys gonna sleep in your bed tonight.
I remember something.
Mark, tell me what you remember.
once you said to everything to calm down, they died.
Okay.
Okay. They made a new ship called the Oxford.
Oxford. Very good. That was close. Okay, let me continue. Where was I? Who they were gonna attack? Why were this?
Spanish country.
The Spanish ship. Okay. Where was the Spanish ship located at? You remember which? I don't expect you. Yes, it's a ship, Michael. Of course, it has to be in the ocean. That's obvious. They didn't have submarine back then. The Spanish ship was in another country called what?
Spain.
No.
Spanish land.
Cuba. Okay. So they were going to attack them. Why were they going to attack them first? Mark? Mark?
Because they think there was going to be a war.
Very good. They think that, were they right?
Yes.
We don't know yet.
I think they saw a ship nearby.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Let me continue reading.
So they attacked them first, so they don't have to war with them. A lot of ships.
Okay. All right. You guys understand so far. All right. Where was that? Whatever caused the sinking of Morgan's flagship, the disaster did not deter the privateer from what he saw as his duty. What does the word deter means? Okay. Whatever caused the sinking of Morgan's flagship, the disaster did not deter the privateer from what he saw as his duty. Deter. It did not change his mind pretty much. Even though his flagship was, sank. Yeah, it was broken. That did not stop him from going after what he was planning on doing.
Happened.
Okay, what?
Something went underwater and then something exploded
Okay.
under the ship, and then it was sinking.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
you said, one of the things that they probably thought is they dropped a smoking thing that they used to do a lot.
Gunpowder.
Yeah.
Gunpowder. Okay.
And
What usually in those type of ships? Do you remember? What they usually have in?
Yeah, the three type of ships.
Mark. What do they usually have inside those ships?
Gunpowder and also
make it fast.
cannon.
Cannon. That's the word. Do you remember how cannon looks like?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me.
Me? Alright. It's like there's a hole in front of it, and also it's almost like a straw behind it.
A straw. Okay, that's your way of describing it.
And then if we put a gun ball.
A gun ball, okay.
You could usually have a gum and then you can put it inside the can and then after that you just shoot it with your fire.
Okay.
Remember they showed us the thing that they use?
Alright, so yeah. What did they call them?
Cannonball.
Cannonball, okay. Alright, let me continue. Okay, so that did not stop him, even though the ship destroyed while they were celebrating. After all, he was an English patriot, and Spain was England's mortal enemy. As such, Morgan fought many battles against the Spaniards. His colorful exploit became legendary, both in his own era and for all time. People saw him as the greatest privateer of them all in the storied era of Caribbean piracy.
I knew there was something about Spain in the book that we read.
Yeah, I didn't tell you were wrong. Alright, so that was the introduction. It took us 2 days to do the introduction. Alright.
Wait, what?
Alright.
Did the introduction.
Alright, so that was the introduction. So they give you an idea what we're about to read about what is it? Henry Morgan. He was a privateer. Some people thought he was a pirate.
Yes.
What did he thought of himself?
He thought that he was not a pirate.
What do they call those people who didn't think themselves as pirates?
Privateer.
And privateers do what?
They do nothing.
No.
They do a lot.
They try to help their country.
That's right, Michael. Very good. They try to help their country. Their government sometimes...
Privateer helps their country.
Yes. Their government or king tell them, go attack this and go attack that. How do they get paid? Go ahead, Mark.
How do they get paid?
Not pirates. I'm talking about privateer. How do they get paid? Michael?
I think that they get a party.
No.
Or someone shoot a cannonball up in the air.
Okay, no.
Or like this.
Okay, so they get paid. When you do work, you have to get paid, right? Okay. If their government tell them go attack this particular ship, they have to get paid for doing it because this is not for them. Their government wants them to go do it. So their government tell them whatever you get from destroying the ship, you keep it. Okay, if there's gold, there's money, if there's treasure chest, they keep it. Whatever's in the ship, if they want it, they keep it. Okay?
So,
Alright,
Alright, let me continue. Alright, so that was just a minor question. That was in the introduction. Rise to fame and fortune. Okay? No one knows exactly when or where Henry Morgan was born. Okay? As to when, the best guess of modern historian is sometimes in 1635. Did they know when he was born? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. So who are historians? When they say historians, what is history?
Are you listening?
Okay. What word do you hear from the word historian?
Historian.
History. Okay. When they say yen, I-A-N, means a person. So historians is a person who tells about history. Understand?
Who tells about what? Where he was born?
What happened back then? History is things that already happened. So people who keep track of all those stuff, they call historian. They're telling about history. Everything that happens now, yesterday, the day before, there are people who's keeping track of all of them. And then in the future, either they write about it and they tell what happened. So they call historian. Okay? Don't put your fingers in your eyes. Alright, so when did they think he was born? What year?
16.
You close.
1655.
No. 1635. Regarding where, it was someplace in Wales, which then, as now, was part of Great Britain. Okay? Morgan's hometown may have been, I don't think I could pronounce it, Laramie.
Wait, let me see.
It's almost like clarinet.
Today known as Laramie. Okay, there it is. 2LANRU.
Laramie.
Okay. All right. You pronounce it better than I do. On Wales south coast. Okay, so they believe that's where he was born. Do they really know where he was born?
No.
What are they? All those names that they saying. What does that mean? Are they? Yes, more. Yeah, we asked that already. Yes. So, okay, let me read. Regarding where, meaning where he was born, it was someplace in Wales, which then, as now, was part of Great Britain. Morgan's hometown may have been Laramie, today known as Laramie, on Wales' south coast, but other Wales towns claim him as a native son as well. So, what are they trying to say? Do they know exactly where he was born?
No.
What are they saying now?
They say
They are guessing. They are guessing.
They're guessing that they were in Wales.
Okay, Wales, which was part of what country?
Great Britain.
Very good, Michael. Yes, part of Great Britain. Okay. Equally vague or detail of Morgan's family and boyhood. What do they mean by equally vague? Or details of Morgan's family and boyhood. Equally vague. They're guessing where he was born. And now they're saying equally vague or detail of Morgan's family and boyhood. What do they mean by equally vague? What does equal mean?
Equal means there is what?
The same. Equally vague. Remember, they're guessing where he was born. So they're saying equally vague, which is they are guessing also.
They're
Okay.
guessing if there's the same shape.
Okay, we're not talking about shape right now. Equally vague. Okay, they're guessing where he was born, and now they're also guessing when he was a child. Okay, boyhood. That's a child. His childhood, like right now, these are your boyhood. You living, you playing, you here. So they're guessing when he was a child. Okay?
Is there something called girlhood?
Yes. Okay? And fact, what does fact mean?
Something telling about something?
No. And fact, what is fact? The word fact. That you should know.
It's almost like
Real. That's it. In fact, not until he was close to 30 did the burst upon the historical stage. So when he was 30, that's when he's starting to be part of history. They're starting to know more about him. The exact thing that he did when he is an adult, when he was an adult, okay? As a child, they're guessing. As an adult, they're telling the fact, okay? The truth. Don't lay on the floor. That's the clothes you're going to work to school. Okay. One account claims that when he was 20 or so, he was kidnapped and taken to England's Caribbean Sea colony of Barbados. There, according to one version of his early life, he worked as an indentured servant on a local plantation. Okay, so as a child, he was kidnapped. So they're saying that he was kidnapped and they took him to Barbados. Okay, that's a Caribbean island. No. Yeah. Eventually, he escaped the island and joined the English military. A different account claimed that he entered the army while still in England and was never kidnapped or enslaved. Okay, so people's telling different stories about him. Some say he was kidnapped. They took him to Barbados. Others say he was never kidnapped. He joined the military when he was in England. The English versus the Spaniard. So now they're going more.
Chapter 2?
No, still chapter 1. That's the title. Anyway, whatever way Morgan became a soldier. See, we're still in chapter 1. Okay, whatever way Morgan became a soldier, he was living in Barbados in the mid-1650s. At the time, English leaders were preparing to attack the Spanish colony of Hispaniola. That's where I was born, Hispaniola. Okay, England and Spain. At that time, okay, let me make it clear. Hispaniola is one island divided by 2 countries. Well, at that time, yeah, 2, how do you call this? When, how do you call this? The Spanish take one side of the island of Hispaniola, and the French took the other side of the island. Okay, but as a whole, the island is called Hispaniola. Okay, I was born in the French side, which is called Haiti, and the Spanish side now called Dominican Republic.
Oh, that's where my Spanish teacher was born.
Yes, she knows that. I told her that. She knows. All right. So both of us were born in that same island, but on different part.
Yeah, but
a different side.
When you were I born?
You were born here.
Yeah. So, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
When you were a kid, did they attack you?
No. That had already happened. It was a different time now. Because this happened around 1650. I was born in the 1900s. So that's way past. Okay? Okay, I need to continue.
You didn't get attacked.
Alright?
I wish I was going to be with you. I want to be born with you.
No, you're fine where you are, okay? Okay? So now you know a little bit. When people talk about Hispaniola, what do you know about Hispaniola?
A Spanish island?
Yes, it is divided, but if
it's one island.
One island, but it's half. Like one for the French, one
for the Spanish. Okay?
And then
That's it. Okay? Colonies. That's the word I was looking for. Colonies. Yeah. So the French was occupying was a colony island for the French, and the other side was for the Spanish. Okay? So let me continue. Daddy's taking a shower now. Okay, at the time, English leaders were preparing to attack the Spanish colony of Hispaniola. England and Spain and their prospective colonies in the New World fought frequent wars in those days of imperial expansion. So which means during that time, okay, it was king and queen, kings that were running many of those places. So kings were always, the imperial.
There was a lot of kings in the world.
Yes, all the places had their kings. They still do, but they take away their power. They're still king and queens. They take away their power because of different reason. Each countries have different reason for no longer have kings. And in France, you guys haven't learned about it. There were kings. There were kings back then in France. Okay? But their people revolt, mean that they were against the way the king was ruling. Guess what happened to him? You guys gonna learn about it at some point in time. They chop his head. They kill him. Okay? So there's no longer king and queen in England. Their descendants probably still living, but they have no power. Okay?
So he died?
Yes, the king died. They kill him.
People don't want to get...
That was during French Revolution. You guys will learn about that.
Yes, because people do not want to get ruled by the king if they don't want to do stuff like that for him.
Or don't listen to the king.
Yes.
Yes.
The king was taking too much of their away their freedom. Okay? All right, let me continue. So that's not part of this book. This book is not talking about the French Revolution, about anything like that. They're talking about who? Sir Henry Morgan. They're telling stories about him. Okay? We have a lot to go, and we have another, like 3 other books similar to this to go to. Okay? So let me read. I just want you guys to understand. So when you're reading stories, history in your class, you have an idea already. And stop rubbing yourself on the floor. Okay? The Spaniards had been the first Europeans to build up an overseas empire in the region, beginning with Christopher Columbus, who first crossed the Atlantic Ocean in 1492. The Spanish created a string of colonies running from South America northward into Mexico, the Caribbean, Texas, and Florida. Collectively, these outposts were called the Spanish Main. Okay? So what happened is that the Spanish, okay, the Spaniards were building a lot of territory outside of their country. Okay?
To be safe.
Not to be safe. They were taking how do you call this? Because their countries cannot produce a lot of things like sugar, corn, things to eat, and things like that. So it was a way for them to get goods, okay, like food and things like that, to get to their mainland. So they were building empires outside of their country, outside of Spanish country, mainland, okay? So guess what? England did not like that. England felt like, okay, they're building too much power. They need part of it. So they have to attack it and take it. So that's what was happening, okay?
Oh yeah, I got an idea.
There's no idea. Please listen. England as well, Portugal, France, the Netherlands, Denmark, and Sweden established colonies in the New World decades after Spain. So they're saying that after Spain have built so many colonies outside of the mainland, these other countries, Portugal, France, the Netherlands, Denmark, and Sweden, they did their colonies afterward, okay? And the New World decades after Spain, okay? The various overseas empires quickly came into conflict with each other. Spain wanted the New World's territory riches for itself. See? They wanted, remember when we were reading the other book about, what is it? What is it? Territory,
Territory don't fall.
What was the first colony? The settlement, that's it, the settlement, okay? They came to the New World and they were fighting with the,
British, yay.
okay, I seem like I'm gonna confuse you, the Indians and stuff like that. So these were a little bit portion of it, okay? That's one side of it. So now they're telling you another side of what was happening during that time.
And then they're going to tell us another
You see, about the Virginia territory and all this stuff, all right? Settlements and stuff like that. So this is one part of it, all right? So when you're reading books, they usually tell you a small portion of the whole thing. So if you read a lot of them, you'll probably be able to connect everything together to see how each side were thinking. Understand?
Yes.
They had to fight to get what they want.
Yes. All right. So Spain was getting very rich by building all these territories around the New World. Okay. So all the other countries felt like they want a piece of it. And meanwhile, okay, let's see if you were paying attention to everything we've been reading so far, Michael. Who were building the stuff for them for free? When they take those new territories, the Spaniard, the English, who were building the stuff for them for free?
The people who wanted to have a piece of their...
No, for them. Okay? Alright. Spain wanted the New World's territory and riches for itself, so its powerful fleets did not hesitate to attack foreign ships and settlements. See, there we go, settlements, okay? For their part, okay, come and read then. If you guys are not listening, put those things away. Put it away. That's part of your reading. That's part of your homework.
I'm listening.
So stop playing. Okay, that's why I'm asking questions as I read, because it's part of your reading. Okay? For their part, English detests the Spaniard. They never forgot the Spanish Armada of 1588, unsuccessful invasion of England by a huge Spanish fleet. So pretty much, why was English and the Spanish were always fighting?
Because they wanted
there was something, I just read something here.
They wanted to keep their stuff.
Yes, they did. Everybody wants to keep whatever they have. But something happened in 1588 that the Spaniard did. What did they do? I just read it.
What did they do?
Uh-huh.
They died?
Listen, I'm going to read again. For their part, the English detest the Spaniards. They never forgot the Spanish Armada of 1588, an unsuccessful invasion of England by a huge Spanish fleet. What did I just read?
You just read.
Spanish
But they did not forget the Spanish.
What did the Spanish did to England?
Destroyed it?
They attacked them. And what year was that? 1588.
1588.
Yes, the Spanish attacked them. Okay? They attacked. So England never forgot it. So that's why they always fight. English always trying to fight them. Okay? All right. Were they successful? Were the Spanish successful at attacking England? Take your hand out your mouth. No. Okay? Some of the leading English colonies in Jamaica explain why they loathe the Spaniards. Spanish raiders continue all act of hostility, they said. What does the word hostility mean?
It's almost like a hospital.
Hospital. Okay. They probably need a hospital.
They're gonna make a hospital to bring.
What is hostility?
When they get cured.
It's like fighting. They always make things difficult. They're always harassing them. They were always taking our ships and murdering our people. Okay? That's hostility. They were very rough. They were mean. Okay? Hostile. They were, Anyway. Moreover, the Spaniards regularly ambushed the Englishmen they took prisoner. What does ambush mean? They ambushed them.
To surprise them and get them?
Perfect! Yes! It's a surprise attack. Very good, Michael. Where did you learn that word? I think
from the tiger book thingy I learned from. So I can remember.
Very good. You see? From the tiger book. Very good.
I love tigers.
Okay, ambush. Very good. Moreover, the Spaniard regularly ambushed the Englishmen they took prisoner. The captives were forced to work in the water from 5 in the morning till 7 at night. Okay? So when they say captives, what does captives mean?
I don't know.
Capture. They capture them.
Oh, yeah,
and they turn them into slaves. They make them work for free. So that's a different type of slavery. Okay?
Also, they make them. They make them to help them.
Yes, to build their empire. And when the poor souls were starving and exhausted, they were knocked down and beaten with clubs and whips. Okay? When people are working, do they need food, water, and all this stuff?
Yes.
Okay? So what did the Spaniard did when the people were hungry? They beat them until they knocked them out and make them go to sleep without food and anything. Okay? That's sad, yes. Okay, becoming a privateer. Cases like these, okay, you guys need to get ready. Cases like this contribute to young Henry Morgan's hatred of the Spaniards. Okay, we'll read. Go. Zip up, fix yourself.
Okay.
You need help?
No.
You can't bring keys or cell phones or electronics.
Tablet.
Oh, these are the things. I have. Oh, if I come and pick you up, I'll start bringing some of these one by one. Okay, come on. Oh, yeah, I have to bring IKEA bag. Yeah, fix the bag. Here, hold this. I'll pull it out for you. Put it over here, and then put the backpack. Okay, I'll come and pick you guys up today. Okay. What was I gonna say? You see, Mark, even Daddy's wearing a sweater, okay? The weather's not the same. Alright, bye.
Oh, God.
Bye.
Give me a kiss. Okay, go.
Man, stop. Alright, be nice, okay? So this weekend you guys could play a video game. Alright, guys, alright, go.
Yes,
I
you
didn't
did.
care.
That's why you said something. I got the last one.
What time is it? 10:12. It's a Friday, September 29th. I'm working back here. All of a sudden, I didn't go to the gym today. I feel like eating popcorn. So let's see what I'm gonna eat. Popcorn it is. Popcorn for breakfast. That's it. 31. And look at this. Finish it. I devoured the popcorn. That was it.